we are in a dream within a dream. Do you get me, F.E.M.A? All that it seems to be is not real. And another thing, words of advice. Everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. I don't know what's gonna happen. Can you just imagine that? Like, one day you just wake up and everything's changed. Like, helicopters are like fleets of helicopters flying over you. Like, you see, you're turning the channels and the president is talking, saying that we're gonna have to be evacuated, and just sirens all. Man, can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? It's gonna happen. And
what are you doing to prepare for?
so far, nothing.
Huh?
Nothing.
What are you doing to prepare for?
So far, nothing.
Huh?
Nothing.
Don't you think that's kind of unwise? Actually, the most unwise thing to do.
I understand that it is unwise.
To know and to not prepare.
But it's funny how you choose to do nothing about it.
I think you're still in a moment of shock. You're still in shock.
Or I still have doubts.
You haven't processed it.
But
What is it that you need to see so that?
lot.
A lot?
A lot. I'm a person of facts, truth.
Go look at all the executive orders that just got passed.
Executive orders?
Over the last 3 months. Martial law.
See? Excuse me?
The martial law, the
Martial law? Martial law.
executive order to take over the country. The executive order to take over the communications.
I believe that martial law, F.E.M.A, Rex 84, you remember Rex 84? It's all tied in.
Yes, we're encounter with the Lord. Speak to us. Speak words of encouragement. Speak words of life.
I will say this.
Y'all in the background, y'all being tools of the enemy.
Jesus coming through. I've had a revelation. The other day, I had a dream. I had a dream that the rapture came. Actually, it was me and my friend. There was like a black thing, and it was coming. And I like saw all these people like running towards this little barn house. And then I saw my friend, and I was like, oh my God, it's here, it's here. And so when we got in this barn house thing, there was just gold cages. There were gold cages hanging, and the way that they told us that you would get into heaven was if you put yourself in the cage. And there were bird cages. They were like that big. That big. And I closed my eyes and I was like, am I in? Am I in? So I opened them and I wasn't in. So I looked at my friend and I saw her fit in the cage, and she's like kind of chunky. Like chunky. And I was like, how did you get in there? But then I couldn't talk to her anymore because she was gone. And so the time was over. And everyone that was in those cages left. You know, after came, and I was there. And I was like, no, why? That was my first dream. And then I had another one. And that one, I think I've told y'all before that it was about, we were like in this field and it was dark, it was pitch black. So then I see Jesus in the clouds. He looks this small, but I know that it's him. And he's like this, and there's light, and I see these people rising. And so I see him get closer, and as I see him get closer, he says, I close my eyes, I'm sorry. I close my eyes, and I feel a breeze just go like this. And it passes me, so I open my eyes, and I look around me, and they came, and it left me. And I feel like those are warnings as to, it's awesome because it's God's mercy. And he's telling us, in my dream I felt, now that I'm thinking about it and I'm talking about it, I feel like God said, you know, God's mercy is so powerful that he's like, I'm coming soon and you're not ready. And if you don't get ready, you're gonna stay, just like in your dream. And it's time.
Tell us a little bit about the sequence of how many times you have dreams. Do you have a lot of dreams, or you have hardly no dreams?
I have dreams every night. And it's crazy because every time I have a dream, it comes true, either maybe like 2 months later or something. I remember having a dream that my best friend, she actually confirmed the dream yesterday. I had a dream one day that we were like not a very huge building, but it was pretty, it was like maybe 6 floors. And I saw a girl wearing a pink dressy shirt, long, and she's pregnant. So she throws herself down because she wants to kill herself, and she's pregnant. And so I'm like, oh my gosh. So I run down, and she survives. And I'm like, she's alive, and she just threw herself down this big building. And my uncle in my dream, he says, that's what God does. And so yesterday she told me, she's like, yeah, I was thinking, killing myself. And she's like, no, God's strength helped me. And, now I feel like I'm back up with God. She's not pregnant anymore. She had her baby already. Yeah, but she said, she's like, and that was the dream.
So pretty big confirmation that the dreams that you're allowed, they're massive warnings. The Lord is using you as a vessel.
Exactly.
That you're walking in His footsteps. He's letting you see certain things so that you can relay, so that you can convey to the body. So tell them one more time. Encourage the people that are watching this, whoever gets to see this, that the Lord is coming soon. They need to prepare.
For some reason, right now, I feel like the reason for this video is probably going to stay here when the rapture is gone. That's what I feel right now. And it's crazy. It's just...
I know. It's very soon. It's very soon.
I feel like this video is going to stay here for people that don't know. I have a movie, it's called Left Behind. Have y'all seen it? We should get together one day and watch it. It talks about the rapture, and a pastor left a video, and the video says, if you're watching this, then that means we're gone. And it's just awesome. I don't know, I encourage people to seek God, and He's the answer to everything. I mean, I remember coming from my old lifestyle, and it's just so unworth it now that I know Christ. It's amazing.
You would never return, would you?
I would never return, ever. I would go through everything that I've been through all over again,
just to make it again. And it's incredible because you can't. These people will not understand until they cross, until they taste. They will not understand. So.
To God be the glory.
Amen. What can you share with us today? What to increase somebody's faith? Perhaps even your testimony.
Hello?
Well, today I want to share the power of authority. The first time I experienced having authority from Christ was when we were in my study group praying against my parents' neighbors who do Santeria, and I was very angry at these people, and I prayed to God that He would strike these people down because of all their evil works against the neighborhood, and I'm sure against innocent people. So I prayed that He would, God would strike them down, and later that day it rained, and we had a big, massive thunderstorm, and my mom called me and said that a big tree limb fell on top of their roof, on these people's roof. So I felt like God answered one of my prayers, that, same day turnaround. So that was pretty awesome to see. It definitely increased my faith. And today we had an event for the community, and it was very, very hot. I would say about 120 degrees.
Okay, no, 105. 103.
105. degrees outside. It was pretty hot. And one of my brothers was saying, yeah, you know, it would be cool to have a big massive cloud just cover up the sun so that we can have shade and it could get cooler. And so I didn't pray for this, but I agreed. And I really did want that because I'm not the type of person that likes to be in the heat. And I would say about an hour later, we started getting like a huge cloud just covered the event. And
Now, was it an event where we were just partying or just doing whatever we wanted to do, or was it an event? Why would God answer this prayer?
well, this event was for the community. We were talking, giving these people some words about God and just giving them a little more hope and faith and just helping them out with, with information on how to go about, life. And so I think that because we were doing God's work, I think that's why He answered, and it shocked everybody, and yeah, it made my faith grow even more. So I think that sometimes we take for granted, these little petitions that our heart desires, but I think that if we have faith in God, He's going to answer our prayer no matter what. So to have that faith and just do it for His glory, not ask for things we want for ourselves, but things that, could benefit His kingdom. So,
What can you tell us about you and your walk?
my walk has been a pretty tough one. I've been through a lot of stuff in my life. I was a very angry person. I was always angry at God for many different things. When I first started walking, without a doubt, I wanted to pursue God and Christ to the fullest. And I didn't want to turn back and live the lifestyle I used to live. And I was always angry and bitter, and now I'm, very happy, and, I always put God first, which is something I never used to do in my past. And, every day I ask Him to test me so that, God doesn't have any doubts about me, and, He has been testing me, and I've been trying to be very faithful to Him, and He's actually answered a lot of my prayers, but I don't know, my walk has been, I guess, pretty fast. I try to pursue Him with all my heart and just be obedient to Him, which is like the number one thing, and spend quality time with Him and get to know Him more. And I don't know Him 100%, but I feel that, I know Him a lot to know, the good works He does and the prayers He answers. So I'm very blessed and grateful that I changed my life around and pursued Christ.
Amen. What can you tell us about the word that He gave you this morning?
This morning He gave me Philippians 4, which is talking about God's return, and He wants us to be ready. Submit to Him 100%, and ultimately just be ready, because He's coming, and we need to have a lot of faith in Him and be grateful. And just check our motives and be right with Him. I think that a lot of people these days, are people pleasers, and they just want to please people, but sometimes we forget about what about God. He's the one that gives us everything. Everything belongs to Him, and He should be the number one person we should be pleasing. So I think we need to, check our motives and have faith in Him, because He's coming very soon. And that's all I can say. Just keep pursuing Him.
What can you share with us? Have you had? I mean, have you confirmed that they're from the Lord?
Yeah, I've had three dreams about. I
martial law, and I remember like two of them really good, but one of them for sure. It was like a big storm, and I remember I was driving down some hill, and I saw all these cop cars going everywhere, and I was like, what's going on? So I was trying to follow one, and I remember going into a building, and they were trying to keep everybody in certain rooms, and just trying to keep everybody separated. And then I remember going into one closet and saying, this is it. And I was like, it's happening. And so I knew that if I, sorry.
You knew that if you.
I knew that if I was going to put this on Facebook and warn everybody that, hey, you know, Jesus is coming soon. But I knew if I did that, they were going to find me, like find my location where I was. And so I was like, well, I'd rather risk that than not say anything at all. So I was about to post something on Facebook and send like a mass text message to everybody. So I did, and then I woke up. And I had another dream once where I was driving in a car with some people, and all of a sudden these big like army tanks and trucks come and they start shooting everybody, and everybody runs into rooms, into their houses or into buildings, and here come all these like, I guess they're like military people, and they start separating everybody. Like you're separated from your family, you have to stay here. You can't, you know, you can't see anybody. You can't go back and get anybody or stay with your family.
Like the Holocaust.
Yeah, pretty much. They're separating us from everybody, and you're with people you don't know, and you're afraid that you're about to get killed. And I remember that one, and that one really scared me. And I even went to a pastor once on an altar call, and I told him, it was like the night before church, and I told him on a Sunday morning, hey, I had this dream, and he actually had somebody pray for me against these dreams. He didn't think, maybe, I don't know, maybe wasn't spiritually aware of what's going on, but I remember that. And I've had several end time dreams.
Are you a dreamer? Do you usually dream, or do you not dream?
Can you give me some chips, Alex? Can you edit all this? They're on top of the fridge.
Are you a dreamer, or are you not a dreamer?
I do have a lot of dreams. I have a lot of dreams. I had a dream.
The reason I ask is, you know, a lot of people say, well, you've been watching a lot of movies, you've been influenced by some of the media, you know, all this stuff.
Yeah.
Would you?
No, I don't think my dreams are influenced by any of this stuff. In fact, I have dreams of actual people that are in my life, or different churches, about stuff that's going on in their church that maybe they don't even see it. One time I had a dream of a church. I walked in, and it was the church I used to go to. They had a brand new building, and everybody was waiting in line to get in, and I was like, wow, this is awesome. People are actually waiting in line to get into church, like for it to open. So the pastor opened the church, and everybody runs in, and I see that the pastor's wife is singing, and she has a heart for God. You can really tell, like, her heart was after God. But I looked around the church, and I saw a whole bunch of people in masks and costumes, and it was kind of disgusting. I was like, what's going on? Like, some people weren't, but some people were, and they were like, the people that weren't were like entertaining. Like, one person in a mask came up to me and my daughter and my kids, and they were like entertaining my kids, and my kids were laughing, and I looked at it and I said, this is so nasty right now. It made my stomach turn. And what I thought from that is, like, some of the church members are not being sincere, and
Hypocrisy. yeah, hypocrisy, a lot of stuff. I had another dream. Well, I mean, I have lots of dreams. That's the point. But I do have lots of dreams, and I don't think that they're being influenced by anything. I have dreams of snakes. I have visions of people being consumed by snakes. I had a vision once, or a dream, I think it was, of a baby. A snake was coming up to a baby and about to kill it, wrap itself around the baby, and I went, and I got so angry, and I grabbed the snake and I killed it, and I got mad. I picked up the baby and I went to like the front desk, and I was like, who's in charge of this baby? You know, they're supposed to be taking care of this baby. They weren't watching it. And I know about like, I know a little bit about dreams and visions and what certain things mean, and I know a baby most of the time is ministry. So I haven't gotten much clarity or confirmation about that dream, but
Spiritual abandonment.
yeah, somebody's not taking care of their ministry, somebody's not taking care of their spiritual children or baby. It's a lot of stuff.
That's massive. It's the same word. So what words of encouragement can you give those that are watching?
I would say just seek God, like with all that you have. Like this stuff in this world is, yeah, maybe like temporary fun, but you know what? It's not worth your eternal life. It really isn't. To think about it, and you actually weigh the two, it's not worth it. I don't think so. I know it's not.
Even outside of the eternal, what joy did living in sin or living in that moment give you?
Well, you
Versus
go out,
what does it leave you with? You know?
yeah, you go out hoping to find something good in this world, and you have a taste of it, and you actually find nothing good. Like, bad stuff happens. Oh my gosh, I went out to this bar with my cousin and friends, and I was like, okay, well, let's have a good time, you know, whatever. Well, my car ended up getting hit. I was like, oh, obviously, God's saying, you know, you're not supposed to be here. But if you want to step outside of my protection, then go ahead. And here I go. And, you know, just bad stuff happens. Like, it's not for us. It really isn't. That stuff is not.
We're taken out of the world.
Exactly. And then you think, like, really, was all that worth it? Like, that little bit? I didn't even have fun that night. I'm gonna be honest. It was so silly. And it's not. Be in this world, not of it, right?
The life.
Yeah. But I would just say, you know, just seek after God with all that you have. And be sincere. And you know what? You can lie to people all day. Sometimes we can't even lie to ourselves, but we can't lie to God. And just
Change